that came out of the Irish community in Boston. What kind of model do you see? I mean, it's an intriguing idea, but how do you see that would work? I mean,
well, I think it's more like you like the free market. I know you. Okay, go with it. Just don't get me involved in it. I mean, the basic libertarian stance is that we're concerned with America, and we want to have free trade, and we want to have all these things going on. If this is how you want to spend your money, I'm not setting up a model for you. If this is how you want to spend your money, spend your money. If this is how you want to volunteer your time, volunteer your time. If you are a huge fan of Israel, it's right over there. Just go head on over. You know, if you're a huge fan of the Palestinians, you should be able to help them too. It shouldn't be our job to step in and dictate these things, because that's what puts us in these precarious positions in the first place. I always say there's really only one conspiracy, and that is that there's people with money and power, and they use money and power to influence people to do the things they want that make them money. And there's no more money made ever in this world than the military-industrial complex and oil. Those are the two things that have the most amount of money that someone can get their hands on. So if we're given billions of dollars in foreign aid to countries, those countries can use billions of dollars to come back and get more money from us. So all of these things happen. I think that the Patriot Act has got to go. It's absolutely affront to the Constitution. I can't even imagine that we're still allowing it. But that's what's scary about where we're at right now, is that this should be obvious, I think, to anyone, from the left or the right or the middle, or I don't care where you are. It should be obvious that this isn't what our founding fathers had in mind when they talk about freedom. And I think that a lot of these things are there because we are involved so much around the world, stirring up so much trouble, that we feel like we need to, that we got to watch the American people to make sure that they're not going to do something like what happened in Egypt. I don't think there's this consortium of evil. I think there's a consortium of greed. And it's just like, let me give you a quick example on a local level. Tom Leppert, okay? He used to build hotels. That's what Tom Leppert did for a living. He built hotels. He becomes the mayor of Dallas, and the first thing that Tom Leppert decides is that Dallas needs to build a hotel, right? Regardless of the fact that it cost $500 million, regardless of a hotel similar to that went out of business in St. Louis that they only spent $250 million on, and that this one, you know, they had to sell it for $80 million, and the taxpayers took the hit. So it's things like this. Right now we have to watch our city councils, because they're going to get you on a bond that's going to put you on the hook for $500 million in the heat of a recession. I guess you could call it corruption, but the only thing I can think else to call it is just greed. It's just outright greed. They know that they can get money. The people that want money put them in power, and that's what we have. He said, isn't it more like $1, one vote, as opposed to one person, one vote? And I said, absolutely. But I think my solution to this situation is basically that we've gotten to a point where we allow our government to do all these things. We allow the City Council of Dallas to buy $500 million hotels. We allow these people to be involved in all these different Ponzi schemes and all these different the cash for clunkers or whatever type of thing they're getting involved in. And by allowing that, we invite corruption. If we had a government that just lived to what it was supposed to do, if it just did the things that it was supposed to do, protect our life, liberty, and property, if that's what government did, then we wouldn't have to sit there and worry about some opportunity for corruption sneaking its head in. And so that's why, you know, I think the reason is I scream loudly for less government because I believe it's corrupt, and I know that there are people that scream loudly for more government because they think it needs more control. Actually, I've never really got that side, but that's the basic gist of it.